What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I came across this. Now, I want to know how does everybody feel about this because I think that both of them have valid points. But I'm more on what KRS-One was saying. Um, y'all, KRS-One, just like the title says, Lord Jamar challenges KRS-One's claims that Puerto Ricans helped create hip hop. He's wrong is what Lord Jamar said. So I'm kind of, I don't know, just like I said, I can kind of, when I listen to the video, I can kind of understand some of Lord Jamar's some of his points. But I do feel like that KRS-One, he's making a balanced statement. Puerto Ricans were there and did help create hip hop. And another thing that I want to know too, y'all, if anybody is watching this video, and if anybody is old enough, where did the divide come between Latinos and, especially Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and all of that? Where did the divide come with between them and blacks? Because if you're living right there in the same area, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Somebody could have lived down the hall from you. And y'all living in the same environment, in the same everything, y'all right there the same. So how is it that y'all didn't share in the same of what was going on? And I don't know if Lord Jamar, I don't know if he was taking it, I mean if he didn't fully, because some of what he was saying, I kind of felt like he didn't fully get what KRS-One was saying. But anyway, y'all, let me read this article real quick because I found this very interesting, but it also made me think about, just like I said, where did the divide come, like when did that start to happen? Because I thought that it was always, that was always a known fact. But then I'm thinking to myself at the same time, like, when did the divide happen? Because when you go back and look at movies like Beach Street and Breaking and Wild Style, when you go look at all of those hip hop movies, those start of hip hop movies, in Puerto Rico, they were right there. They were right there with us. So, I kind of don't understand, like how was that, how are people determining that they didn't have a hand in the start of hip hop as well? And also, why is it that we keep on falling for this divide, y'all? Because at the end of the day, we're all people of color. Just like I said, you might be African American, he might be Dominican, but y'all live right down the hall from each other in the same rat and roach infested building, going through the same struggles. Parents probably working the same jobs, all of that type of stuff. So why would it be different? Why would y'all not have been there together? And that's how I feel about what KRS-One was saying. Like it was more like a collective. He's not saying this group created it or this group created it. It was this, and this. It was like a collective. We were all there together. And I think Lord Jamar is looking at it as, he's saying that Puerto Ricans created hip hop, like that, like that was a single thing, like Puerto Ricans created hip hop. No, he's not saying it like that. That's not how I took it, at least. That he wasn't saying it like that. He was saying it as it in a collective. We all live in the same building. We all out there playing basketball on the same court or playing in the same playground. How we now all out there doing the same thing? And which all of y'all were. All of y'all were out there doing the same thing, which ended up turning into something. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all were out there doing the same thing. So let me read this article, y'all, and see more about see more about what this is talking about. So he said that this is what Lord Jamar said. Sure, you were there, but if I'm building a house and you watch me build a house, does that mean you build it too? Lord Jamar is citing the DNA of hip hop in his rebuttal to KRS-One's claims that Puerto Ricans contributed significantly to its creation. The brand Nubian MC's retort was in response to the teacher literally teaching a room of rap lovers about the origins of the culture, taking issue with those who minimize the role of Latinos in its development. Today, people want to downplay the Latino role in hip hop. He began within a now viral clip. They are so stupid. Hip hop cannot, would not have existed without specifically Puerto Ricans, specifically Cubans were here, Haitians were here, Dominican Republic was here, everybody was here. all of South America been in the Bronx, okay? But Puerto Ricans in particular sided with the black folk here, and the Jamaicans were coming in as well. And this group of Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, and American blacks made hip hop, not American blacks, not Puerto Ricans, not Jamaicans. All of them made the culture. So that's what he said. That's what I'm saying. When he said this right here, that's why I said from what my gathering of what Lord Jamar was talking about, I think he missed that whole point. I think he missed this whole point right here when KRS-One said this, because that's what I'm saying. When I heard it, I got it as a collective, not this group or this group or this group. It was a collective. We all, we all. But Lord Jamar's not seeing it that way, y'all. So anyway, back to the article. This is what KRS-One has said, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this real quick.
Today, people want to downplay the Latino role in hip hop. They are so stupid. Hip hop would not have existed without specifically Puerto Rican. They specifically. Cubans were here, Haitians were here, Dominican Republic was here, everybody was here. All of South America been in the Bronx, okay? But Puerto Ricans in particular sided with the black folk here, and the Jamaicans were coming in as well. And this group of Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, and American blacks made it. Not American blacks, not Puerto Rican, not Jamaican. All of them can made the culture. It's the Puerto Rican piece. These dudes breaking and singing.
So yeah, y'all. Okay, so back to the article. It say days after the video made its rounds on the internet, the Supreme Mathematics MC shared a clip of his own disputing KRS-One's claims. Responding to those asking if the Bronx legend's statement made him upset, Lord Jamar replied, "I wasn't upset, but I knew he was wrong." Followed by a light chuckle. "I knew he was wrong, and some people posture themselves as super official." He went on, admitting that he's been accused of the same, and they'll never. Hold on, y'all. I'm buzzing. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Like I'm leaned over this thing trying to read this. Like I'm high. I ain't buzzing. I'm high. So okay, y'all. But anyway, so let's get back. Uh, and they'll use whatever to try, whether it's record sales, their reputation in the rap game, or some other shit to use to try to act like you can override a MFer. You know what I mean? I got niggas 2 and 3 years older than me talking about you were not old enough to know what was going on. You weren't there. Shut the F up. The wordsmith went on to argue that we were not present when our parents conceived us, but we know we are of their DNA, comparing their DNA to hip hop. You know how we determine percentage through DMA. MF is through DNA. Now, when I look at the DNA of hip hop and the double helix of hip hop, what I see is soul music, funk music. I see parents that might have come up in the South who moved up to the North, specifically New York area, and whose children came up in the post civil rights era with that attitude like MFer. I wish I was around during slavery times. I wouldn't let an MFer mess with me. Yeah, that's what they're still saying right now. And look at what we have going on. But anywho, y'all. So back to the article. He said, like when Roots came out when we was young, ends was like, I wish an end would. That's the energy that birthed hip hop. Those kids that watch Roots and all that type of ish. That's the energy that birthed hip hop. Bro, that's the DNA you see all in hip hop. We hear it musically with the same type of samples that we choose or chose to play at the time with the break beats. But we also hear it in the language, okay? We see the DNA of the 5% nation, which very much inside of hip hop with terms like peace and cipher and God and son. You know what I mean? He continued, but nowhere do you see the DNA of Puerto Rican culture. Not talking about Puerto Rican individuals. I'm talking about Puerto Rican culture, Jamaican culture. Those things did not influence hip hop, regardless of how official MFers sound saying it. I'm sorry. I hate to hurt your heart that the things that you adore and love is something that Black American youth created. This is a effing fact. He went on. No one said y'all wasn't there. Sure, you were there. But if I'm building a house and you watch me build a house, does that mean you built it too? No. When a doctor births a baby, is the doctor the father or the mother or the child because he was present at the birth, at the time of birth? No. Yeah, you were there, but there's a difference between a creator and a participator. Check out, okay, Lil Demar. Yeah, so I kind of don't even feel like playing this, y'all, because I already he just sound ignorant to me. So I'm not gonna play that bit. I don't think I'm gonna play the video. I don't think I'm gonna play the video because most of the points of what I was talking about, they mentioned in the article. So yeah, I'm not gonna play the video because he just sounded ignorant to me. I just listened to it a little second ago, but yeah, he just sounded ignorant to me. And like I said, the points that I was talking about is mentioned right here in the article. So just like I said, at some, I mean, I get what he's saying and I kind of agree with him up to a certain degree, but again, I still feel like he did not fully understand what it was KRS-One was saying. Now, am I the only one that's feeling like that, or do some of y'all feel like that too? Because I feel like he wasn't getting what KRS-One was saying because again, KRS-One never said anything about this group or this group or this group, like one group in particular created hip hop. It was a collective. It was a group of. It was the the Black Americans, the Puerto Ricans, and the Jamaicans. And one thing also that I'm not understanding is how he said. I don't even know if I'm gonna even go back. I told y'all how I'm feeling right now, so I don't even know if I'm gonna go back and try to find that in this article. But when he said that about the influences that you hear in hip hop music, we do hear other influences. We don't hear Jamaican influence. We don't hear the Caribbean influence. Like we've always heard that in hip hop. We've always heard that in hip hop. So that's where I get kind of lost at now. He's old enough as well to know what he's talking about. Not saying that he's right because he's old enough to know what he's talking about. He's not the only one who feels the way that he does about that subject, about that topic. I've heard a lot of people say that, and it's kind of I've been in debates with not serious debates, but just kind of like what you think about this, and it's just kind of like it's almost like uh excluding them from being there altogether. I mean, I don't know, because just like KRS-One also said in the thing, you had a lot. You had Cubans, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. You had all of that in the Bronx. You had all of that in the Bronx, and at the same time, all of y'all were living right next door to each other. So, like I said, y'all playing in the same playground and going to the same schools, and you know what I'm saying, going to the same clubs, and all of that. Wherever y'all going and whatever y'all doing, the point is, a whole lot of that stuff y'all were right there in the same area doing it together. So to pretty much say that they weren't, I'm feeling what KRS One saying. So yeah, y'all, just like I said, that's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I went on social media to look around and I saw that you had a quite a few people who were agreeing with Lord Jamar with what he had to say about it, and you had a lot of other people who were agreeing with what KRS-One said about it. And I'm looking at it like this: the people who were agreeing more with KRS-One, like myself, we're the ones who got it. And, we got that part that he was saying. Just like he said right here, hip hop was created by Caribbean, West Indian people who migrated to America, Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans for the most part, and Black Americans in the Bronx. So I really do not see the issue in that. I've always thought that, and I love Lord Jamar and all of that. I've always been a fan, but I've always been a fan of KRS One too, and I've always been a fan of him for a reason because he's the teacher. He usually know what he's talking about when he's talking about it, And just like this, that's why I'm saying I'm not agreeing with it just because KRS-One is saying it. I'm agreeing with it because that's what I always thought. That's what I always thought before I even heard KRS-One even mentioning that. That's what I always thought. And I thought that a lot of people thought the same way about the situation. But yeah, y'all, at the end of the day, that's KRS-One. That's the teacher. So I'm rolling with him. Lord Jamar, been a fan, always love you. But I just feel like you missed you missed what he was saying, because I don't know, his thing went, I don't know, it went somewhere, I don't know, it just didn't, he missed it. I think he missed it, and I think maybe if he go back and listen to it, then he might catch it. But I think he missed it, and he he missed it. But anywho, y'all, thank y'all for watching my video. I'm out.